Buckle up and get ready for the latest, fastest, and most electrifying updates in the NFL. We are starting with a massive shakeup in the AFC North as Stugotz drops a bombshell prediction. He is convinced that the Cincinnati Bengals and Joe Burrow are now absolute Super Bowl locks after the high-impact acquisition of Dexter Lawrence. It is bold, it is loud, and Stugotz says this team has finally found every missing piece to secure the championship trophy.
Your brand new iPhone deserves the best protection, and the iLume 3-pack screen protector plus 3-pack camera lens protector has you covered. Don't take risks with your iPhone. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Staying with that same massive headline, the buzz around the Bengals is only growing louder. Stugotz is doubling down on his commitment to Cincinnati, insisting that whether or not the move was just to keep Joe Burrow happy, the current roster is undeniably elite. Keep your eyes locked on this squad as they look to dominate the division and push all the way to the big game. Shifting gears to the Pittsburgh Steelers, we have a tense situation unfolding with their draft pick Broderick Jones. After struggling to find his footing, Jones is now under the microscope while rehabbing from neck surgery, and a reported setback has put his training camp status in jeopardy. GM Omar Khan is keeping the timeline vague, and with draft experts like Ely Allen predicting a new tackle like Caden Proctor could be headed to Pittsburgh, the clock is ticking for Jones to prove he still belongs in the lineup. Finally, the path to the draft crew is firing on all cylinders as they simulate the future of the Baltimore Ravens, Cincinnati Bengals, Cleveland Browns, and Pittsburgh Steelers. From Ian Rappaport tracking Aaron Rodgers and the latest on Odell Beckham Jr., to analysts like Lance Zierlein and Cynthia Freland breaking down elite prospects like Sonny Styles and Caleb Downs, we have all the intel you need to dominate your draft season. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you never miss a beat of the action. Ever wonder what happens when you take a team that's already knocking on the door and give them a wrecking ball? Well, stop wondering, because Stugotz is all in, and he's planting his flag firmly on the Cincinnati Bengals. For years, we've heard him hype up this squad, but things are different now, and it all comes down to one massive acquisition, Dexter Lawrence. Stugotz isn't just suggesting they'll be competitive. He's declaring them the clear favorites to dominate the AFC North and potentially hoist the Lombardi Trophy. Think about the impact here. This isn't just about making Joe Burrow happy with a shiny new toy or keeping him content for the long haul. This is about immediate, raw power. Whether the front office was trying to appease their star quarterback or legitimately pushing their chips into the middle of the table, the result is the same. The Bengals just got a whole lot scarier in the trenches. Stugotz put it bluntly. He doesn't care about the motivation behind the move. He only cares about the terrifying reality of what this roster looks like right now. This is a championship-caliber team that finally has the missing piece to control the line of scrimmage. If you look at the landscape of the AFC, the path just got a lot harder for everyone else. What do you think? Does Dexter Lawrence officially make Cincy the team to beat, or is Stugotz getting ahead of himself again? Drop a comment below, hit that like button if you think the Bengals are for real, and remember, in the NFL, the difference between a playoff spot and a ring is often just one monster defender away. Stop what you are doing, because we need to talk about the Cincinnati Bengals, and specifically, why Stugotz is going all in on their Super Bowl chances. Now, we all know Stugotz has been a lifelong, ride-or-die advocate for the Bengals, but his latest take isn't just fan service. It is built on a massive foundation. Enter Dexter Lawrence. The acquisition of a defensive force like Lawrence is the absolute game-changer this team has been begging for. Stugotz is currently putting his reputation on the line, declaring that with this specific roster construction, the AFC North is effectively Cincinnati's to lose. He didn't mince words, flat-out stating that this isn't just about making a playoff run. It is about Joe Burrow finally hoisting that Lombardi Trophy. Whether you think this move was just a strategic play to keep Burrow happy long-term or a genuine attempt to plug a championship-level gap, one thing is certain. The Bengals are playing for keeps right now. This team has the hunger, the talent, and finally, the defensive muscle to back up the hype. Do you think Dexter Lawrence is the final piece of the puzzle, Or is Stugotz letting his fandom cloud his judgment? Drop a comment below with your take, and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss our deep dives into the shifting power dynamics of the NFL. After all, in a league of inches, sometimes one massive addition is all it takes to shift the entire landscape of the Super Bowl picture. Is the Steelers' gamble on their offensive line falling apart right before our eyes? When you invest back-to-back first-round picks on tackles, you expect a wall, not a hospital wing. Broderick Jones, the 14th overall pick, was supposed to be the anchor, but after a rough stretch last season, he's now under the surgeon's knife for a neck procedure. And here is where it gets concerning. Reports of a setback have the rumor mill churning, making his status for training camp a massive question mark. While GM Omar Khan is publicly projecting confidence, claiming the rehab timeline hasn't budged, the whispers around the league suggest otherwise. The price tag for his fifth-year option is a cool $19 million, and right now, that is looking like a gamble the Steelers aren't willing to take. With mock drafts already pegging Alabama's Caden Proctor to Pittsburgh, the writing might be on the wall. Could this injury be the final straw that forces Pittsburgh back into the first-round tackle market? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Are the Steelers right to move on, or is it too early to give up on their young linemen? Sometimes, the biggest risks aren't on the field. They're in the front office's draft board. Ever feel like the NFL draft is a high-stakes chess match where the board changes every single second? Welcome to the ultimate breakdown of the 2026 path to the draft, where we aren't just looking at names on a list. We are dissecting the future of your favorite franchises. Today, we're peeling back the curtain on the AFC North. From the Ravens to the Steelers, the path to the draft crew is simulating scenarios that could define these organizations for a decade. But it isn't just about the picks. It's about the fits. We're diving deep into the film with Lance Zierlein, scouting prospects like Michigan's Jimmy Rolder and Clemson's DeMonte Capehart, while Cynthia Freland and Michael Robinson debate where dynamos like Sonny Styles and Lorenzo Styles Jr. belong in the professional ranks. And the drama doesn't stop at the rookies. Ian Rappaport is keeping us on our toes with breaking news, from the Jets' strategy at the number 2 spot to the latest uncertainty surrounding Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers. We are also tracking the veteran movement that's rocking the league, like the whispers of A.J. Brown heading to New England and Odell Beckham Jr. back in the mix with the Giants. Whether we're analyzing the AFC South and East draft outlooks, debating if the Browns should pull the trigger on a receiver at pick 6, or getting personal with rising stars like Caleb Downs and Caden Proctor, this show is your front row seat to the chaos of the offseason. The draft is more than just selecting players. It is the art of building a legacy from the ground up. Which team do you think is making the biggest mistake in this year's draft? Drop your hottest take in the comments below. Hit that subscribe button to stay ahead of the curve, and remember, in the NFL, the difference between a championship and a rebuild is just one perfect pick away.